A few days ago, Phantom Forces dropped an update that most people weren't even expecting it to get. This update was surprisingly large and honestly felt like a bit of a return to form for PF's updates. Included with this update were 2 new guns, a limited time game mode, and interestingly enough, a handful of surprisingly impactful balance changes aimed at some of the best and worst guns in the game. But that's not what this video is about. A quick look at the server browser reveals that there are a lot more maps in the game than there were before. Most of these are spooky remakes of existing maps from the Halloween 2020 update, and even more interestingly, these maps did not replace their original counterparts in the map pool. These remakes were of varying quality, but regardless, there was one completely original map that Stylus added alongside these remakes, and that map is Sewers. Sewers isn't actually a brand new map that Stylus just pushed to the main game for the first time. It was added at the same time as all the remakes originally were added, which was 3 years ago in the Halloween 2020 event. However, everyone just completely forgot about it after it was removed because, well, let's be honest, there were like 40 maps in the game back then, wolf dogs hadn't been exposed as a predator yet, and we were all more interested in how bad the rest of the update was than some stupid little map Stylus added. But now Sewers is back in the main game. For how long? Well, I don't know. But while it's here, we might as well check it out to see if it's any good, because it's technically the first fully original map Stylus has added into the main game since the horrific science experiment that is Containers was added back in April. So, what you're currently watching is my very first time playing this map since 2020, and I ended up getting 91 kills and 17 deaths with 90 seconds remaining. So this map doesn't seem too bad for getting 100 kill games. Immediately upon joining the server, I realized that this map was really huge, which made it quite time consuming to navigate even though I was using the G36C, which has 15 walk speed. Yeah. A lot of these hallways could have been made way shorter and the map would still be the same, just with a bit less running. For this reason, I sped up the parts of the background gameplay that were just me running. Despite this, I didn't have much trouble finding people on this map. Despite the fact that it's a huge, complicated maze of hallways, Sewers is honestly not too hard to get high kill games on, and I'm not quite sure why that is. The spawns aren't that insanely difficult to escape, and there's plenty of lanes here that you can reach the center of the map from. One thing I notice about this map that really frustrates me is these giant piles of, I don't even want to know what this is, but they attract grenades like moths to a lamp, and I would tell new players to be aware of grenades whenever they camp here with snipers, but frankly, if you snipe on this map, then you deserve to be blown up by every single grenade thrown at you. So what's the strategy for Sewers? Well, melees are pretty bad here anyway, so there's a lot less harm in using the bare fist melee to get around this map a bit faster. Additionally, Sewers is one of the most balanced maps in the game. It's nearly symmetrical and gives neither team any sort of advantage, so the strategy for this map will remain the same regardless of what team you're on. Now, I haven't played this map enough to fully figure out the spawns here, but I have a general idea. Everyone spawns in or near one of these hallway areas. There are 4 of them in total, 2 for each team, and you can tell which side you're on by looking at the graffiti on the wall. This might sound like a nightmare to escape, but there are so many alternate routes you can take instead of simply going straight out, and like I said, Sewers is an absolutely enormous map, so in practice, its spawns aren't the worst. If you're on the offensive, you'll want to rotate between these areas, and the best way to do that is by flanking one of them and taking out every enemy there, and then going out towards the mounds and killing the rank 300 who is just lying there with an H car, like he's 12 years old and he just pre-bought it. I have no idea why they even do this, to be honest, but you see one of these idiots in every single server, and somehow they always get an insane KDR every single time they play this map. Once you do this, be sure to BM him by emptying your entire magazine into his corpse, reload, walk out into the center, and be prepared to face enemies from all sides because there are a lot of places for people to camp in this middle area. Once you've gotten past this, throw a grenade at the other mound, which has a roughly 20% chance to kill the entire enemy team, and then just go to the back of their spawn. Repeat this for the entire game, and you've pretty much just won. And that's the whole extent of my Sewers knowledge, because this map hasn't even been out for a week yet. There's no doubt that if this map sticks around long enough, there will be 170, 180, 190, and maybe even 200 kill games done on it, considering that its kill potential nearly rivals that of Metro, and its KDR potentially apparently far exceeds it. A few more things that I should mention are that while this map does have high areas that you can climb up to in the middle that can take enemies by surprise, they don't give you a lot of visibility compared to just staying on the floor, so you don't really need to go up there. A very annoying part of Sewers is that these dumpsters are placed really close together, and as a result, they're incredibly inconvenient to get behind when you're being shot at. And finally, I want to address possibly the largest gripe people have with Sewers. This map has extremely dense green fog that makes it incredibly difficult to see even 100 studs ahead of you. You can remove this fog by turning off Roblox shaders in the settings. You're welcome. Well, this map seems decent enough, so I think it's only fair that we try to get a 100 kill game on it. So, I took an HK416 and started completely wrecking servers. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, that sucks. At least not every Sewers Flare Domination game I play will end early, right?
3 hours later.
Well, I finally found a hardpoint server, so I think this will be the game. I decided to use the MP5, and actually here's a pro tip for the MP5. Muzzle Booster has basically no effect on its actual recoil because the gun just doesn't have any, so if you want a better version of the MP10 with hollow point, just muzzle boost an MP5 and proceed to destroy whatever server you're in. Which is exactly what I did in this game, because I ended up with 113 kills and 26 deaths. Mission accomplished. So yeah, Sewers is a pretty fun map. I don't know how long it'll stick around for, but it's not the worst map in the game. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.